Ninjutsu employs explosive powders.
As weapons?
Welcome to WatchMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most dangerous weapons associated with ninjas.
Look, Kenny, there's something even you can afford. A ninja shuriken for $1.99.
Number 20, bow and arrow.
There, look.
A lot of different people have used bows and arrows over the years, and for many different reasons. Hunting is one that immediately comes to mind, but this weapon was also utilized by the ninja as a means of both self-defense and offense. The bows crafted for these deadly agents were sometimes smaller than average in order to be better concealed and carried around during missions. Ninjas would often utilize bows and arrows for long-distance assassination attempts or for sharpshooting during battle. One thing's for sure, however, this common weapon was almost certainly made more deadly when in the trained hands of these experts.
Stop him! Hurry! Stop him before he gets away! Let me pass! I'm warning you!
Number 19, Tanto.
This Tanto represents the dragon. Strong, fierce, intelligent.
This small, short-range sword was held primarily by the samurai classes throughout the era of feudal Japan. However, ninjas were also known to utilize Tanto at times, particularly when a sneak attack or infiltration attempt had failed. The edge of the Tanto wasn't primarily designed for slashing, although it could be used in this fashion. And this short sword was intended for the close-quarter stabbing of an opponent or enemy.
つまり相手を切った後、沿ってきてこうなるんです。
Additionally, there are various subclasses of Tanto, including variations like the Yoroi Doshi, which could pierce armor, and the Yari Tanto, which could be mounted upon spearheads. Number 18, Tessen, aka Japanese war fan.
You might have heard of the existence of Tessen iron fans before, but do you know what they were for or how you fight with them?
The Tessen was another unique Japanese invention of war and battle that was carried by both samurai and ninja warriors over the years. These small, easily concealed Japanese war fans were often used to carry signals on the battlefield from commanders to their troops. However, the varied materials used to make these fans could also make them deadly weapons. Specifically, certain Tessens could have been forged in iron or steel, with sharpened edges that essentially made them cutting tools. There's even a name for the art of fighting with the Japanese war fan: Tessen Jutsu.
By using the Tessen, you can lock the opponent's wrist easier, and again, the corners will do more damage.
Number 17, Ashiko.
We've been selling the ninja hand claws and foot spikes and grappling hooks for a long time. How legitimate are they actually at climbing?
A ninja often has to be versatile, both in battle and with infiltration. Ashiko were heavy, spiked cleats that were used by ninja to traverse icy surfaces, or for climbing difficult terrain. The pointed, sharpened nature of the Ashiko meant that they could also be incorporated into battle as well. Specifically, their iron design meant that a ninja that was wearing a pair of Ashiko could also use them to trample enemies underfoot.
I could see these being a very effective weapon at the bottom of your foot.
Granted, their unwieldiness made this something of a last-ditch option for a ninja, but this doesn't make the killing power of a heavy pair of Ashiko any less impressive or valuable. Number 16, Naginata.
I've never faced a Naginata.
A bit old-fashioned, but no better weapon when outnumbered in battle. Don't worry, we can start slow.
One common misconception about the ninjas is that they always utilized either small or compact weapons among their arsenal. The truth is that ninjas often employed a myriad of weapons and studied an equally varied amount of martial arts in order to master said weapons. The Naginata was a polearm and differed from the common spear in that it could also slash and hook enemies in battle, in addition to being thrust and stabbed.
As you can see, it's got a very long shaft and a very long reach. It could be used to deliver wide, sweeping cuts to the opponent.
The Naginata was a common weapon in ancient Japan, utilized by both nobility and common classes alike. As a result, it wasn't the sole property of the ninjas, but these weapons probably took on a whole new meaning once placed within their hands. Number 15, stealth.
What are the three most important traits of the ninja?
Speed. Stealth.
Whoever said that a weapon needed a blade or a curved edge to be effective? The ability to disappear and blend in with one's surroundings was integral to the life and career of a ninja. As a result, the art of stealth was one of the most important weapons a ninja could possess. This was doubly true since it was this reputation for covert, sensitive operations and subterfuge that made ninjas so in demand to begin with. The best and most valuable ninja assassins proved their mettle as warriors and spies, meaning that stealth was absolutely important when it came to ninja training.
Ninja understands that invisibility is a matter of patience and agility.
Number 14. Poison.
This weapon? A special poison was put onto the points of it. It won't kill you instantly, but it will surely in a day, and once it has begun, nothing can stop it.
Call this next entry something of a mirror image to our previous mention of stealth. A ninja who was employed to deliver poison to a target or enemy needed to ensure that this toxin could be dispelled in a manner that was efficient. This meant a ninja should not only possess a knowledge of medicine, chemistry, and basic pharmaceutical science, but that they should also decide upon which is the best method to get the poison from point A to point B. This could be achieved via a blade, or a blow dart, or a la classic James Bond movie You Only Live Twice, a poison string. Ninjas also often employed poison in order to neutralize guard animals on an enemy's premises.
That's a poison, broadhead, which last I heard was illegal.
Number 13. Caltrops.
Here they come!
Wait, I know! I have some caltrops!
Those are just what the doctor ordered! Let me have some!
It's perhaps one of the most wince-inducing and inhumane weapons around. And it's not only the ninjas that utilize them either. We're talking about caltrops. Very basic land spikes with a very basic and very effective way of dealing damage. They're usually triangular in shape, with a sturdy base that ensures a sharpened point is raised up against oncoming cavalry. Horses, elephants, and camels alike have all felt the caltrop sting, while the comparatively soft feet of human adversaries were almost certain to suffer should they be unfortunate enough to encounter these weapons of war.
And they're little twisted pieces of metal that if you sprinkled on the ground, they would totally slow down an attacker.
Number 12. Kaginawa.
We're coming, April! Don't go anywhere!
Where could I possibly go?
If there's been one constant thus far in this list, it's how the ninjas could often, quite easily in fact, turn almost anything into a weapon. This also applies to the Kaginawa or grappling hook. These tough metal hooks attached with rope are just that, climbing tools used to scale walls or traverse difficult distances. However, a Kaginawa could also be utilized as a melee weapon, one that could be swung to create distance between a ninja and their enemy. Samurai and others would also employ Kaginawa throughout history, utilizing the same offense-defense approach when it came to bringing these grappling hooks with them into battle.
I'm starting to like this hook.
Number 11. Katana. The list of blades utilized by ninja warriors over the years seems endless. And it's true that they often were trained to convert just about any stolen, gifted, or abandoned sword into a personalized blade for their own use. The katana were often used by samurai warriors, but also found themselves placed into the hands of ninja, who put their sharp cutting blades to deadly use. A resourceful ninja might cut or shorten the blade of a katana in order to conceal it on a mission. This was due to the katana's reputation as a longsword, which wasn't always the most practical for a ninja to employ. Still, if these blades are good enough for Leonardo, they're good enough for us.
The katana, a royal samurai weapon for those with courage and keen skill.
Number 10. Tekko-kagi. We've all seen how much damage an angry Canadian mutant can do with metal claws.
I thought I was just an animal with claws.
Now, imagine them, or something similar anyhow, in the hands of a highly trained and highly skilled ninja. Originally, they were harvesting tools used by farmers, but ninjas saw their devastating potential. Tekko-kagi were good defensively and could easily block incoming attacks, and were used to ensnare an opponent's sword to disarm them. They also allowed for natural hand movements, which meant a ninja could move faster and easily deal damage. Anyone who came across a ninja armed with these bad boys was in for a world of trouble.
Vega, where were we?
Number 9. Kusari-Fundo. This weighted chain may be simple, but it was a wholly effective weapon. It was mainly used in defensive maneuvers by entangling opponents in a variety of ways, and disarming an opponent. It was also good at causing a great deal of pain, as being whipped or strangled by a chain does not exactly tickle, and the weight was used to hit pressure points.
I can loop this instantly. I just throw it right over his arm, And with the chain, this starts to dig in like a saw into the arm and the ligaments and tendons.
The Kusari-Fundo were easily concealed, so they were essential for ninjas who didn't want to attract too much attention. They were especially popular in Japan during the times when people were not allowed to carry swords, so ninjas used Kusari-Fundo to help level the playing field.
This little Kusari-Fundo here is amazing.
Number 8. Bow.
Oh man, a stick?
Here is one of the first weapons a ninja learns to yield, and one that has been used since written history began. The bow staff may look innocent, but the 6-foot-tall staff was a great defensive tool, and was especially deadly in the hands of a ninja. When not being used in combat, it could even be used as a walking stick. The ninja were not the only ones to yield the bow staff. It was also very common for monks and pilgrims to carry it too. It became popular in the 1600s when commoners were banned from owning weapons. They improvised and turned farm tools into a version of the bow staff that would become part of Japanese martial arts.
Okay. Give me what you got.
Number 7. Kakute.
Well, good evening. Perhaps you'd like to have this as well. What is it? Let me show you.
More than just a fashion statement, these battle rings were primarily designed to grab and hold onto an opponent and to hit his or her pressure points. The rings were usually worn on the middle finger or thumb with the blades pointed toward the palm. They were easy to hide and were favored by the kunoichi, or female ninjas that relied on hidden weapons and focused on hand-to-hand combat. A kunoichi could use a kakute on an opponent's neck in a stealth attack, and the point could be laced with poison to ensure it was deadly.
Some girls like mace. I prefer a little low-grade joke venom.
Ninjas sometimes wear multiple kakute so their punches will do more damage, in a manner that's similar to brass knuckles but even more painful. Number 6. Kama.
But because of the unique shape of the kama's blade, you can do it with one hand.
The kama can be described as the sinister curved blade of the Grim Reaper meeting the efficiency of the ninja, which makes it truly a weapon forged in nightmares. Kamas were originally used to cut grass and reap crops. But when commoners were banned from owning weapons, they had to improvise, just like they did with the bow staff. The kama was good defensively, but if a ninja wanted to go on an all-out offensive attack, 2 kamas were better than 1. Basically, a ninja would arc and slash with his kamas while running towards his opponent. Scary, deadly, and efficient. You might recognize the kama from Battle Royale, since it was assigned to Mitsuko, one of the more enthusiastic killers in the film.
Mitsuko no buki, kore?
Number 5. Fukiya.
So we've got exposure. The next test is accuracy.
Okay, let's make blowguns and blow darts.
Okay.
Imagine this. You are innocently walking through a forest and suddenly you feel a sharp pinch in your neck and then nothing. You wake up a few hours later wondering, what the hell was that? Well, you have been hit by a dart shot from a Fukiya, the blowgun favored by the ninja. The Fukiya of the past was a very simple bamboo tube that could also be used as a snorkel, so a ninja could hide and breathe underwater. It was a perfect stealth weapon since it was small, easy to conceal, and quiet. If not being used to distract, the dart tips were covered in a strong poison, so a ninja could quickly take out an enemy before he or she had the chance to raise the alarm.
吹き矢に塗られた毒は筋弛緩系だそうだ。通常なら回復に10日くらいかかるらしい。
Number 4. Kusarigama.
I won't be bribed!
Remember the kama and the Kusari-Fundo? Well, ninjas decided to take each one of these a step further by putting them together. There were different tactics available to the wielder of a Kusarigama. The ninja could use the chain to ensnare the opponent and then use the sickle as a follow-up move. The ninja could also swing the sickle by the chain like a deadly lasso, effectively keeping distance between themselves and their opponents. The Kusarigama definitely gets style points for being an efficient deadly weapon. You definitely wouldn't want to face off against someone with one. Number 3. Kunai.
I've got her now!
The kunai started out as an innocent gardening tool, but since they could be cheaply made and were found all over, ninjas turned them into a useful weapon. Kunai had many uses for a ninja on the prowl. They could be thrown for long-range combat, used in short-range combat, and could be used as a climbing tool. Kunai take a lot of skill to wield. Ninjas would have to train tirelessly to master the art, and even though Lee Christmas makes it look easy, we would not recommend kunai throwing at home.
I now pronounce you man and knife.
Number 2. Mitsubishi.
You must become more than just a man in the mind of your opponent.
No, this isn't the car brand, but the pepper spray of the shinobi world. Mitsubishi was a powder that was used to blind an opponent, giving the ninja time to flee or even kill. The powder could be composed of flour, ashes, pepper, sand, dust, and/or other things you wouldn't want in your eyes. There were a few ways of delivering Mitsubishi. A popular method was storing the powder in a hollowed egg that was wrapped in paper. The egg would then be crushed and the powder dispersed. Another method included a box with a blowing hole and outlet. Alternately, ninjas could also keep the powder in the sheath of their sword so they would be ready for any surprise attacks that might come their way.
That's it. I'm calling this. It's Ninja Vanish time!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Shuriken. No ninja arsenal is complete without a shuriken. The term shuriken refers to a variety of throwing weapons. The word shuriken literally translates to sword hidden in user's hand. The shuriken that has become most associated with the ninja is the Hira Shuriken, which resembles a star and comes in a variety of shapes and sizes.
Why bats? Lost the way.
That's frightened me. This time my enemies shared my dread.
Shuriken were used as a distraction tool, forcing an enemy to dodge while giving the ninja an opportunity to strike. That being said, a fully trained ninja could do some serious damage with a well-aimed shuriken, and had the potential to be deadly.
Not tired, he's already slept. What is it, Daddy? Real gangsters use this.
What's your all-time favorite ninja weapon? Let us know in the comments.
Get over here!
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.